Jati. Currently, I'm studying economics at University of Gadjah Mada, Indonesia. Microeconomics cases, especially regarding Asian emerging market as well as sustainable development, have drawn my concerns and attention. Thus, in this video, I'll try to elaborate my ideas and opinion on extending horizons, charting Asia's flourishing future, and I'll also call it Securing the Present, Shaping the Future. Firstly, we have to know and understand the current condition as well as the history of Asian economic development and economics in order to be able to shape the flourishing future of Asia. As remarkable as what was widely forecast in the post-World War II debates were the things not foreseen in the 1940s, 1950s, or even the early 1960s. One of these was the extraordinary economic growth in the Southeast and East Asia, also remained resilient in 2012 despite of the volatile external environment. Most of this achievement is attributable to seemingly miraculous growth in 8 performing Asian economies, or called HPAEs: Japan, the 4 tigers, Hong Kong, the Republic of Korea, Singapore, and Taiwan, and the 3 newly industrializing economies (NIEs) of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. Especially the 4 tigers have transformed themselves from technologically backward to relatively modern and affluent economies, also produce products which are able to compete with their predecessor based in the United States, Europe, and Japan. Although those economies were still substantially poorer and smaller than those of the West, the speed with which they had transformed themselves from peasant societies into industrial powerhouses, their continuing ability to achieve growth rates several times higher than the advanced nations, and their increasing ability to challenge or even surpass American and European technology in certain areas seem to call into question the dominance of Western power. In Asia, economic growth has transformed cities, raised income levels, spurred urbanization and technology. Overall, we can say that the economic growth has been able to change the way people live. And just as the transformation of the region has generated a tremendous amount of wealth for Asians over the past decade, the development of the coming decade are likely to generate new investment opportunities. More wealth will likely to be generated as a result of demographic change, urban and infrastructure growth, the continued rise of middle class, and the expansion of Asian consumerism in the foreseeable future. Growth in Asia has been very strong. The bottom line is that most now acknowledged emerging markets, with Asia at their core, have driven global growth over the past 2 years. Asia has been able to maintain its surging consumption. Asia is consuming 25% more than it did at the start of the crisis. This has propelled gross domestic product (GDP) growth rates to double-digit levels. From 2008, GDP has grown 18% in Singapore and Indonesia, 14% in the Philippines, 10% in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Korea, and Thailand, 25% in India, and 29% in China, while the US GDP is still not back to pre-crisis levels. Now, Asia is in the midst of changing its growth model. The previous was almost single focus on investment and production for export, but now is shifting towards domestic consumption and also infrastructure development. The vision of driving growth based on investment and domestic consumption need participation from all of the economic stakeholders. not only the individuals, but also organizations, businesses, and also governments. The governments have to be able to provide incentives and also policies that can generate and promote more investment and consumption. The importance of sustainable development should not be left behind. Environment and the sake for future generations should be taken into account. Otherwise, the future generation cannot enjoy the affluence of the resources, which can lead to the deteriorating or decreasing of growth